Alright, welcome back. I'm gonna go ahead and get this replay started, and we have this Colossus now coming in. Gonna go ahead and try to push away that SCV as the Colossus now continues to chase. Now looking back at the status of this whole entire game, Head of State, quickly taking down that SCV over there. So now there's a couple Colossus and a couple Sentries now moving around, and we now have a single Colossus unable to really push into this particular expansion. However, gonna try to take down these destructible rocks. I believe he does in fact suspect that there is going to be an expansion over there. So gonna go ahead and take a look at the game right now. Gonna go ahead and get everyone's point of view once again, and then EdlsOn gonna go ahead and lose all of these SCVs. So another 11 SCVs gonna quickly get taken down as that Colossus tries to do a little bit of chasing. Let's see if they are in fact gonna be able to be lost. No, Medevac now coming in and picking up a fair number of those and then pulling them back out. Marines trying to help their poor friends, but no, SCVs, only 6 of the 12 really able to escape. Taking a look back over here, we have another command center flying away. EdlsOn just currently running off of one particular expansion over here on the island expansion, and really able to just mass up units in peace. Currently has 2 starports producing Banshees. So those Banshees, are they getting the cloak research? No cloak research as of yet. Those SCV is going to be able to start mining. The Viking going to go ahead and take down this one single pylon over here, as we have a single Colossus and an Immortal going to be able to come in, probably just almost single shot and pop it off. Let's see what's going to be happening here. Oh, unable to finish down that pylon down to 35 hit points. Orbital Command landed back over here, going to start trying to mine out of this particular mineral expansion. There is in fact 8 minerals left, but they are all fairly low, each of them, and the most having about 700. Taking a look, observers now once again being built, and I do not understand why he went for observers when you could easily go for Stargate. Stargate's probably going to be the necessary thing to go. Banshees now on the move, so there are in fact Banshees on the move, and really he needs those Phoenixes in order to combat those Banshees. Those Banshees able to deal 20 damage or 22 damage a hit. No, sorry, 24 damage a hit essentially. And as those Banshees are going to once again try to perhaps take down some of these poor probes over here. In come these Banshees. Banshees shooting down some of these units. Colossus not really going to be able to do anything. Stalkers do not have blink, as those Sentries are now trying to push back against those attacks, able to do a little bit of a hit and run and pushing back against those units. The Banshees have a range of 6, those Sentries I believe have a range of 5. So yeah, range of 5 versus range of 6. Very nice micro by Ed in order to push those Sentries once again back away. Taking a look over here, EdlsOn really needing additional gas, so trying to get some additional refineries up and running. Over here, there's indeed an observer overhead, as we also have a medevac now transporting a couple Marines. So those Marines going to be doing some more harassment, as those Banshees once again on the move, going to be able to take down those probes very easily, getting a couple probe kills there, and now going to start, I guess, try to take down this Nexus. Nexus already down to 700 or 400 shields left. And now coming back over here, Stalkers now perhaps going to continue to be worked in. These Stalkers trying to fight back this Banshee over here. No observer over here though, and there's a couple Marines on this high ground. That single Banshee able to just rack up those kills, as those Sentries once again trying to come back in. I do not see any observers as of this stage. The Banshees back over here have finished and taking down that Nexus, and now going to take down this robotics facility. And Head of State really far behind right now, trying to mine this high yield mineral location, only getting gas out of that assimilator, kind of a waste, and now getting some photon cannons. So those photon cannons will in fact be able to detect those Banshees obviously, and perhaps be able to get some additional act as a little bit of a deterrent. Those Banshees now once again cloaking, going to take down a lot of these Colossus down to 54 hit points, as those Stalkers once again trying to come in and trying to take down those Banshees. However, decloaking and once again trying to reestablish themselves. Phase Prism. Oh, Phase Prism that had a Colossus and was destroyed before it was unable to load that cargo. So those Marines with those upgrades just in time, able to take it out. So 3 observers overhead. That was a really bad mistake by Head of State. Head of State should have been able to drop that Colossus without any real issue. Coming back over here, those Banshees, a little bit of a move and attack, finishing off this whole entire base, and Head of State may win this with a much smaller army. Only 2450 in terms of minerals on that army, and then 5050 for at Head of State, taking out some of those pylons as well. And now those Banshees going to be perhaps head over to this expansion over here. We do in fact have a couple Sentries. Those Sentries going to be able to use that Guardian Shield if they have enough energy, but they do not have enough energy at this stage. And we have a Stalker now coming in. again, those photon cannons taking a couple of those hits, and now that pylon getting focused down really quickly. Those Banshees able to shoot so quickly as those photon cannons trying to fire back right now. One of those photon cannons gonna get taken down though. Yeah, there it goes, taken down. Disruptors or sentries now trying to come back and trying to focus down this Nexus, already down to 300, 200 hit points. Down it's gonna go as more of those units once again trying to pull back away. An additional Nexus needs to be brought into play. So wow, Ed making an amazing comeback at this stage in the game, just using Banshees to completely disrupt Head of State. Still, Head of State does not have a single Stargate yet. Stargates are really needed in order to combat those Banshees. Stargates are able to deal 18 damage a shot or per volley against Banshees, and those Phoenixes able to deal 18 damage a volley, and they in fact shoot very quickly, equivalent to a Corsair in the original StarCraft Root War. Coming back over here, Stalkers and Sentries once again on the move. Sentries perhaps need to get Hallucination as well, perhaps something to try to combat this. A Phase Prism now with a single Colossus on the move, and we'll see how this single Colossus is going to work, dropping those Colossus instead and now getting Immortals. So 2 Immortals now flying out, trying to be on the move. Head of State going to take down this Assimilator as more Banshees and now 2 Vikings coming in to join out and round out the rest of this army. Taking a look over here, an additional command center being built, medevacs being built as well. I do not see any tech labs or reactor cores, so we'll see how this really works out. Long distance mining from this rich mineral field over here, these yellow high yield minerals, and Banshees still each of them with a fair amount of kills. 7 kills, 3 kills, 10 kills, 8 kills. So that is very, very high. These medevacs, once again, perhaps going to try to do some sort of drop onto this high ground. Surprised that there isn't a pylon or something observing this high ground, as currently there is very, very few minerals by Head of State. Head of State only sitting on 20, or sorry, few harvesters only sitting on 29. We'll see how this is going to work out. Once again, taking a look at this main army, once again on the move, perhaps going to try to engage this and try to pull back away. Marines or medevacs currently sitting over here. We have an observer standing by this island or this expansion that's blocked by destructible minerals, and Banshees coming in, perhaps going to try to doing a little bit of a scanner sweep, trying to reveal those observers, and then getting those Guardian shields up. Those Guardian shields trying to protect the rest of EdlsOn's units, but those Colossus taking far too much damage from those Vikings and those Banshees, trying to push back the rest of those units, and those Vikings still pulling away. Still do not know why Head of State has not gone for a single Stargate. Coming back over here, we have Marines now coming in with Stim, going to be able to stop the mining over here at Head of State expansion. Marines or 4 probes coming back in, just walking to their deaths. Taking a look at the income now, or the only 26 harvesters. We have those Colossus trying to finish off the rest of this fight. A couple of medevacs coming back, and now once again the Banshees continuing to deal so much damage. All of those observers were taken out by that scanner sweep, and down goes, or a lot of those observers. Only 1 observer left, I think. So Head of State only sitting on 1 observer. Still has this pylon over here. Factory lifted off, and still am able to mine out from these 6 mineral patches. 3 of those mineral patches are in fact low, however. Sentries and Stalkers once again on the move to this natural expansion here. EdlsOn has been getting plenty of gas, and Ed now sitting on 2,000 minerals and 1,000 gas is going to be forced to lift off this orbital command, trying to take it down, perhaps trying to get it to start burning, and it's going to get taken down very easily. Back over here we have Marines and medevacs once again on the move, trying to take down these Stargates that finally Head of State is trying to get up and running. That Stargate will get taken down. 2 Phoenixes, and for some reason not using Chrono Boost in order to speed up that production. So 1 Phoenix will in fact be able to get produced, but not much else, as that secondary Phoenix is going to be pulled away in just a second. The Zealots now coming in from behind. Perhaps they're going to be able to get some photon cannons. Colossus coming in there as well, getting some of that splash damage. And only a single Phoenix being produced. Taking a look at the Nexus, yeah, the Nexus has plenty of energy to use, as once again we have more Vikings sitting over here. Banshee's going to go ahead and quickly cloak and take down the rest of these units. So I think we're going to drop a Guardian shield at least in order to protect some of those sentries. Scanner sweep trying to reveal if there's any observers. 1 observer quickly getting taken out by those Vikings. And Head of State with no cannons in this position is just in a really, really bad state of affairs as those Banshees, and now that able to finish off, Vikings able to finish off that Colossus. Banshees continuing to try to press, making sure that there are no additional observers. Observers constantly being made by Head of State, but Head of State is running out of gas. Stay tuned for part 4 of this replay between Head of State and Ed here on Scrap Station.